How did I know I wanted to homeschool, why I started, and how exactly I started? Today, I'm telling you everything. This is day 5 of 100 days of daily posting here on YouTube. 100 days of imperfectly showing up with life as a mom of 3 right now. My youngest, yes, just woke up, and we are making this happen because if you want to do something like this too, I want to inspire you. So you can see that not everything has to be perfect for you to decide to show up, and life as it is beautiful, and all of your stages, all of your seasons, all of your days have some magic in them. So here's me breastfeeding my little one while we talk, while my fridge does that noise, and while we talk about homeschooling. So how did I know I wanted to homeschool? I didn't. I didn't until I had my oldest daughter 8 years ago now, and she started growing up. Like, I had no clue. I was not homeschooled. No one in my family had been homeschooled. We are Ecuadorian, so this is not something that's very common at all, especially in my generation. So I didn't know I wanted to homeschool. I actually had no clue on how I could possibly do something like that. But when I had my oldest, I started to question a lot of things. And I think this is the thing about motherhood. You start questioning so many things that you didn't question before. And some of those for me were my job, the amount of hours that I was spending going to work for someone else every single day, while my daughter had to stay with my parents or with my husband when he was off. So there are a lot of things that I started seeing with a different light since I became a mom. And again, as my daughter started to grow, the idea of sending her to a place where we would be separated for the majority of the day while I went to work just didn't make sense. As I started to realize that I did not want to continue working full time, that maybe I wanted to start an online business, do things differently, travel more, live more, the idea of homeschooling kind of naturally fit into that. Like, I felt it didn't make sense to do one thing, like start working online, and continue doing the same thing on like my schooling, the schooling for my kids. So I became curious. I think that was the very first step. I became curious. I started asking, what if? So I started seeing what other parents were doing, parents who were homeschoolers already. And I started asking myself, could I? How can I possibly make this happen? And we started with little things. Oh my God, you're like melting. What are you doing? Okay, we started with small things first, and something that I think helped me a lot with my oldest was that this curiosity started early on. Like when she was 2 or 3, I started thinking really hard on how I didn't want to be separated from her. So the idea of starting to teach her things was natural. Like, as parents, we love teaching our kids words, and we get excited when they discover new things, and I think this curiosity is something that starts with our kids and then just gets to stretch to us. So it was really fun to see how she started learning all these things when she was really young. So I started incorporating just activities here at home, like the alphabet and the numbers and the colors. And I started seeing possibility, of course, without any structure. But that was the light I needed then when we were starting. So I started having hopes, like maybe I can really do this. So we started really small like that. And then as she grew, I started feeling the pressure a little bit, like, okay, she's getting older, she's coming to the school age. Most kids are going to go to school around this time, and my family is going to start asking about it, and I probably have to start figuring things out. So that's when I got more serious and started thinking about maybe we need some structure into our learning. Before then, it was very loose. We just learned like whenever we felt like, nothing was structured. It was very self-guided, curiosity-led, and we were having fun. But then I decided that some structure would be nice. So we started with just simple books, those you can find like at Target or at Amazon. Yeah, those like workbooks type of thing. So we started with that, and then don't kick the tripod. So as she grew, we started incorporating things until I decided that having the help of a curriculum would be ideal for me to start having a weekly schedule. So the very first book that we got that was part of a curriculum was the Math K course book from The Good and the Beautiful, and we fell in love. It is still one of our favorite books. We have gotten, of course, the following levels, and it is still one of my daughter's favorite class. Every time we do math, it's really fun, and we fell in love. What's happened? And we fell in love with The Good and the Beautiful. We started with one book, which was this math course book. And I think then we got some science books because they were very easy to absorb, and they had lots of beautiful photos, and the exercises were really easy. So we started there, and then we just started adding more and more language arts. And I started looking at ways, because our main language at home is Spanish. I was thinking about how can we incorporate both languages. So I started looking for some workbooks on Amazon, and then before I knew it, we had like a whole collection of books that we could use for our homeschooling, and I started building our schedule based on that. And 8 years later, okay, she wants the other side now. And 8 years later, here we are. I am a mom of 3 now. My 2 homeschoolers, I would say, are now 8, which is my oldest daughter, and my son who just turned 5. And I am actively homeschooling both of them. When I first started, I had no idea how I was going to do this. I had so many doubts. The doubts are less now, but they are definitely still there, especially on the hard days, especially now that I have multiple kids and they are learning different things and my attention is divided. I still have doubts about how well I am doing this, but at the beginning, it was challenging because the only guide and faith that I had relied on me and everyone else that had already done this, which is something that really helped me then, because I had no proof that I was going to be successful or that this was the best thing for our family, because we had never done it. I had no one close to me who was doing it, and I had a lot of people around me who were doubting this decision. I definitely felt the pressure of parents and my siblings and their kids, seeing that my sibling, I only have one, but seeing their family and how their kid was going to school and comparing that to my kid. They were like the same age, they are the same age. So seeing that, and then the pressure of my family asking like, are you sure, like when maybe you should just send her to school. So having all this outside pressure was really tough at the beginning, but now, looking at where we are now, I am so proud of the decision that we made. I am so proud of staying strong. I'm so grateful for the support that I had from my husband because we were aligned in this. I never felt him doubting. He hadn't homeschool, his family hadn't homeschool, but somehow he knew this was the right decision for the lifestyle that we were having, for the things that we wanted, for the things that we were looking forward, for our future as a family who loves to travel, who may be living somewhere else in the future, as a family who's interested in word schooling, and the future of our kids, what we want for them with our online business and entrepreneur mentality. We want that for them as well. So I think we made the right choice. And before I make this video super long, I think I am going to wrap it up right there. So I hope this experience, my experience, helps you if you've been considering homeschooling and feel a little lost, feel like you don't know where to start. You don't need a lot of things to start. The most important is making the decision and knowing that it will be challenging, especially at first, until you figure your own system. Surround yourself with people who are already doing it because it's the best way to learn. Don't listen to the doubters. If you know in your heart that this is something that you want for my family, surround yourself with the people that believe the same things as you and learn from them. So I hope this video helps. I love talking about our homeschooling. So if you have questions or if there's something in particular that you want me to talk in more detail, please tell me here. If you haven't subscribed yet, again, this is day 5 of 100 days that I am showing up here on YouTube daily. And I want to keep sharing myself with you, but I want this to be like a two-way thing. So if there's something that you want to chat about, just tell me here. Make sure to subscribe. Join me on this adventure. We are going to see the end of this together. So thank you, and I will see you tomorrow for day 6.